Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, bienvenidos al show Vida en Cero Gravedad. Life in Zero Gravity. Tú sabes las vibras. You know the vibes. It's Big Zero. Checking in as I often do. As I always do, really. This is episode 187, so you know it's on some murder shit. This is some killer shit this week. Probably shouldn't have said that. Might get demonetized. Yeah, way to kill what little bit of momentum we possibly had. If this is your first time joining the show, I hope you enjoy it. This is probably not a typical episode, I guess. I mean, not where I want the show to be anyway. I guess lately this is kind of typical. I would prefer to have people on. If you'd like to come on, I'd love to have you on. It's not always easy with everyone's schedules, I understand, but I really would like to have more people on. So hopefully we can make that happen. Let me edit this. I just want to name it before I forget. LIZGP 187. And this is officially, I believe, the 20th video episode. So YKTV number 20. TV 20. I got smarter with the way I labeled the stuff now. Before I wasn't really labeling it that well, or really labeling it at all, which probably isn't great if you're trying to archive this type of stuff. It's like everything's just, I guess, organized according to date, but I mean, sometimes I record multiple videos for an episode, sometimes it's just one big video. So one thing I wanted to get into, one thing I noticed about myself, I think people could probably relate, but if you honk at me when I'm driving, I'm immediately pissed, even if I'm in the wrong. Fuck you. Like, honestly, I know, like, might be one of the most toxic things about myself, but even if I do something wrong, like, let's say, we've all done it. I don't think I'm nearly as bad as other people, but we've all been on our phone at a light. We shouldn't have fucking been on our phone at a light, right? We've all done that, so I've done that and been a little late on the light. I've never been like crazy late, you know, because I'm always like looking up, checking, you know. If someone honks at me, the move that I'm going to, I know it's a dick move, I know it's annoying, but the move I'm going to is go as slow as I possibly fucking can now to cross the light. If they're behind me waiting for me to go and they honk, especially if they do it like right away like a dick, because some people, there's been plenty of times where I wasn't looking at my phone or anything and I get honked at just because they're in such a rush. It's like I start going, and honestly for me, I don't care if the light's green. I'm looking both ways, like, to make sure nobody's fucking going, no one's gonna hit me, because there's been plenty of times somebody almost hit me even though it was green for me. They are fucking up. So I'm like, nah, I'll take the couple extra seconds to make sure, but you know, just because I've almost been hit that way, and I know people that have been hit that way, so it's like I don't want to fucking experience that. It's not fun. I could get seriously injured or die. I'm like, I'm not really in that much of a rush, you know? Like, honestly, if not for that, driving is very dangerous. This is always weird to me, the people that are afraid of flying. I'm like, you're safer flying. Like, they'll drive a car, no hesitation, but they won't fly anywhere because they're afraid of flying. Like, you know, you're way safer flying. Like, there's way less planes in the air than there are cars on the road. There's so many cars on the road. There's so many people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they all seem to come out during the holidays too. Like, this Mother's Day weekend has been brutal for driving. There's people fucking up left and right all over the place, just doing some of the stupidest shit you've ever seen on wheels. Just it's just, I shouldn't have said that. That's going to get demonetized. I didn't actually say it though. I said and then I caught myself. Too smart for that. Demonetize this meat. How about that? Yeah, it's 187 when I come around. It's 187 when I'm in your town. That was one of the first songs I ever wrote. It was called 187, and it was just a hype track. Shout out to Scotty Grippin. He knows about that track. He'll remember it. I have no idea who listens to this shit. If he's one of the listeners, he'll get that. I doubt it. He's not gonna be fucking. If you are though, shout out to you. Shout out to you for being a good friend, and I've always appreciated your friendship and your input on things. So, shout out to you for that. And yeah, I hope you listen. It would be more fun. I'd love to have you on again. I don't know if this is your thing. I've like wanted to ask you because the energy we have when we're together, like that comedic energy, is amazing, you know. And it's like I would like to bring that element. Sometimes I have people on here, and it's like the energy is totally different on here than it is anywhere else, and I'm just like, yo, like it's not me. I know it's not me. Because, like, I feel very comfortable doing this shit. Even alone like this, even though it's a weird setup, like, I'm recording this, speaking to nobody but myself, but knowing that people are going to hear this. It's weird if you think about it. Like, to even attempt to do that, you know? But, fuck it, suck my balls. I'm just trying to get demonetized this week. No, I don't think I will, because I'm like sprinkling in the offensive words just here and there. I'm about to get into some shit I know people aren't gonna like though. Start with the easy shit, you know, just to make sure. Like I'll float some stuff out there, but I'm not gonna go too far right off the bat. You gotta dig deep into the episodes, even though maybe I should just do that, because honestly, like, I get paid the same regardless. It doesn't matter how long you listen, really. You know, you listen for a second, I'm still going to get paid, you know. Not much, but I will get paid. So, it all adds up. So keep that in mind. If you just want to make me some money, if you feel so inclined, like, feel free to get Zaddy paid. You know, I deserve it. I work hard. Shout out to Rad Coffee. Not a sponsor or anything. But I'm just drinking this. This is actually just a tea, but it's kind of funny because when I lived, this place from Upland, California, right? When I lived in Upland, I almost never went here. I actually just got this from the Upland location recently. If you see me recording in this room, this generally means I'm in Upland. So they got like a Twilight Zone thing going on. They should be a sponsor. Honestly, I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest Upland celebrities at this point. I'm one of the only people in Upland that's known on any type of national scale at all, you know, so I'd say that counts. Like, I've been on terrestrial radio for years, you know. I got, you know, more followers than most people on these social media things. And, you know, I'm a recording artist who's received acclaim for my work. So, you know, thinking about it, I'm one of the biggest people in Upland, you know, literally too, because I'm like 6'3", you know, so literally one of the biggest people in Upland right now, since I'm here right now. But yeah, I didn't watch a lot of movies this week. In fact, I only watched one. I watched a bunch of movies on Tubi, which, by the way, I'm thinking of starting a new segment on here called Tubi or Not Tubi, where you just guess if it's just a made up movie title or if it actually exists on Tubi, and I'll have the descriptions. I think that'd be fun. It's like either this is just a totally made up movie or it's something that actually is on Tubi. Because Tubi is pretty wild. Like, they got just the weirdest range of shit. Like, I didn't even know there was a Batman movie from the 50s. I'll admit it, I didn't fucking know that. Did you? Did you know there was a Batman movie that's like fucking 3 hours and 30 minutes that's from the 50s? Like, I had no idea. That shit's on there. You know? I have no idea if it's good or not. I mean, I'm sure it was like good at the time, you know, but I don't know if it's fucking watchable now. A lot of that stuff's hard to watch now, like that old footage like that, you know. I don't know. I think that's like kind of the cutoff. It's pretty fucking hard to watch stuff from that era because it's just like you could barely fucking see what's going on, you know. It's usually really dark. It's black and white. The sound, if there is any sound at all, it's like, it sounds like this is that, you know, it's like very fucking muffled. So, but they got shit like that, and then they got super low budget shit like Tubi has like some like these 90s movies that you could tell were shot in like a home camcorder, but it's not like the Blair Witch Paranormal Activity type of thing where it's like, oh, it's supposed to look like a home camera. No, this is like they just decided to shoot a movie and that's the camera that they had for the movie, you know. They didn't have anything professional at all. It's just like this camcorder, like a family, you know, like for home videos, and they just decided to make like a feature-length film out of it. So they got stuff like that on there. And there's one actor on there, I wish I knew his name. You know what? I'm gonna look him up because I know one movie I can think of that he's in is Fat Beach. It's an actor from Fat Beach. So if I look up Fat Beach, I'll immediately know who he is. That's one of those movies that I'm talking about. That's exactly in that wheelhouse. Well, actually, Fat Beach doesn't have as bad of a... That's PHAT too, by the way. Super 90s. I thought it would do worse on like Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 45% from... Oh, that's the audience score. I was like, critically, there's no fucking way that critics would like that movie. Let's see. Is it? I just want to make sure that's the right guy. Yep. Okay. So his name's Brian Hooks. Brian Hooks is in a bunch of movies like this, and it's pretty fucking hilarious. He's in just like a bunch of these like super low budget movies from Bakersfield, California. There you go. Speaking of like low budget, what the fuck is he in? So Fat Beach, Runaway Car. I'm trying to see if he's in any. Q the movie was the one that I started watching, and like, oh my god, that one, it's clearly shot on like a home camcorder. It's hilarious. Like, he's in Soul Plane, so he made it into some of these. He's in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. I don't remember that one as much as the others, even though it might be the best one. It probably is the best one, actually, right? Or, you know, it's definitely not the worst. 2 has not held up that well. I actually watched all those movies recently, and 2 was not very good, you know, from what I remember. He's still in movies, it looks like. Well, his last one was in 2022, but that's not that long ago. But it's a bunch of stuff that, like, I'm on Wikipedia looking at his stuff, and you can't actually see most of them. Like, you can't click on them. Like, there's not like an article for most of the movies that he's in, you know. So he was like, he was on the Proud. Was he on the Proud Family? Igloo? That's some random character. Family Reunion. Yeah, he was on. So he was on the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder too. I didn't see that yet, but yeah, interesting. But I guess it's not that interesting. But anyway, yeah, this guy Brian Hooks, he's in these just like really low budget movies, and oh wow, he has the same birthday as my dad. That's a trip. July 27th. Different day though. Or different year. Different day. That was fucking dumb. Anyway. So the only movie I saw this week was a movie called Roll With It. It's and it was actually kind of annoying because I went to the theater and like apparently that wasn't covered under the membership, and by that point it's too late. It's like, well, I already committed to fucking watching this movie, so I had to pay $14 for this fucking movie. Like, movie theater prices have gotten crazy, you know. When I was a kid, in my lifetime they were like $5, and now like you probably can't even get $5 anymore. A couple of years ago you could get $5 for like a really like low budget theater, you know, one of those super indie theaters, which is weird. Like, why were they able to charge $5 but like the big theaters couldn't? It's like, huh? The big theaters, if anything, they're going to be making more money off concessions and all that. I think they got greedy, but yeah, it's a balance. Definitely a balance. So yeah, I saw this movie Roll With It. It's basically about this woman who's like in Tennessee, who's like in a loser house. She's like, she was missing like, I think $20,000 in like property taxes that she didn't pay over like the course of, I don't know, like 20 years or something. She didn't pay these taxes, so she owed them. She had like a month to pay it all off, which is not, I mean, paying off 20,000 a month is crazy. So she enters like a karaoke contest to win the money. Like, she used to do karaoke, but her husband passed away and she isn't comfortable doing karaoke without him. So that's basically the plot of the movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a comedy. Some of the stuff was pretty funny, but a lot of the jokes fell pretty flat, honestly. Like, a lot of them were just not hitting, you know. And it's like, if it's a comedy, the jokes got to hit. So, the acting was pretty good, honestly, for being an indie movie. I mean, not to say indie movies can't have good acting, but there's a very like wide range of like acting in indie movies. The ones I was just talking about, there's terrible acting in those. Like, cue the movie, and it's so like, it's hard to watch. That's how bad the fucking acting is. It's like, it's not enjoyable to watch. I mean, in a way, like, some of the stuff I kind of laugh at, whether it's like, I like to watch bad movies sometimes, like whether I'm laughing because it's actually funny or because it's so bad. Either way, I'm laughing, so I'm like, it's okay. It's I'm getting some type of entertainment out of this, you know. So those movies, yeah. It was a pretty good movie though. I was thinking of like my scale of ratings, and I was like, it feels wrong because a lot of sevens popping into my head. And I'm like, I don't think it was. I enjoyed the Mario movie more, obviously, you know. So it's kind of weird, this scale, because it's like you're looking at it like, how much did I like it? How good was it artistically, you know? So it's a mix of things. So I gave it a solid 6.5. No real rush to see it, but if you're forced to see it somehow, you could do worse. It's not a bad movie. The audience that was in the theater with me seemed to like it, but it was a lot of older ladies and stuff. Sometimes older white ladies specifically. It's probably who it was geared towards more. It's like when I saw that 80 for Brady movie. It was a very like okay movie, you know. And I mean, the acting was good in there. You know, these are clearly good actresses. I remember Sally Field and a bunch of other older women. So the acting was good. You can't complain about that, which always helps. The story is a true story. I mean, at least the Brady part of it. So it's interesting. The same type of thing though. The jokes were really hitting. But the older women in the audience, they thought it was hilarious, you know. For me, I'm like, this isn't really that funny to me. I mean, there's parts that are funny, but there's also like, I guess it's kind of tough when you are a comedian yourself and you've been exposed to a lot of comedy and stand-up comedy. It's like, I can already see the pathways to the joke. Like, I know what's gonna be said. So a lot of the funniness in comedy is catching you off guard. So if it's harder to catch me off guard, a lot of that shit's not going to be as funny to me. Doesn't make it a bad movie or anything, but it makes it like, okay, yeah, like this works for lowest common denominator audience, you know. But for me, it's weird to even think, but somebody who's more experienced in the comedy game, like, I've actually, you know, been tasked with making people laugh on stage, you know. Like, I used to do a lot of comedy shows. So for someone like me who's tasked with that, some of the stuff isn't as funny. It's like, I already know those jokes. Like, I already know where it's gonna go, and like, it's not the funniest thing in the world, but not bad. So yeah, decent movie, very decent movie. Just decent. Kind of like something that AI maybe could have written. Transition. That's a needle dick reference. The needle drop, that guy. I always call him needle dick when he gets on my nerves. It's just funny. It's like, all right, bro, you left that open. Like, you called yourself the needle drop. Kind of a needle dick thing to do. But anyway, AI is out of control already. It's immediately out of control. It's already like there's been so many instances just very early on. It's evolving very quickly, and it's just like, I don't understand why we are thinking this is a good idea. Well, I guess I do. I'm gonna get into it, but it's just, it sucks to watch. It's gonna take a lot of jobs. Obviously, it's gonna take thousands of jobs. Honestly, probably millions of jobs. Let's be realistic. It's probably gonna take millions of jobs, because I forget a lot of people out there. Could even be billions of jobs. Shit, there's a lot of jobs out there. Billions might be a stretch. Could take 1 billion jobs, I'd say. Maybe more. I don't fucking know. It could take almost all the jobs. And it's not looking good, you know? They have AI already that can, like, write papers for students, and, like, the teachers can't tell. Like, they have software, but it's like, if you just tweak some words here and there, like, it's not going to be that hard. Like, honestly, the AI is going to evolve more and more, and you're just going to be able to tweak it to the point where they're not going to know. And it's like, that sucks. a lot of the effects of it suck. And I'm going to sound old when I say this, but it's like, yeah, I guess I should be, as like the young rebellious person, I should be on the side of like the people cheating to get good grades. And I'm just like, well, for one, this could actually lead to a lot of problems the more I think about it. Obviously I already think AI could lead to problems. So there's a whole other fucking thing that I'm thinking of, is like writing papers. Shit, honestly, there's just a lot of ways this could go badly. I'm sure people are cheating in all types of crazy ways now, you know, like it's so easy to get away with. I'm not gonna lie, I cheated on tests and stuff. Like, it's not like I've never done that. Bathroom breaks. I mean, in the age of cell phones, bathroom break. Take a couple minute bathroom break, and I can look up and get like a couple answers real quick, you know? Like, I can figure that shit out pretty easily. So, I did that. I didn't do that a lot, but I did it a couple times. I definitely got like a couple questions total in my whole college career where I was like, I don't fucking know that, but I definitely can find it in like 5 minutes or less. So I've definitely done that. Not really proud of that, but the problem is, this is where I said I'm gonna sound old. You're supposed to be fucking learning. It's not about the grade. It's not about making it through the class. It's not about all that. It's like, you're supposed to be developing skills and learning. And the way this shit could be bad is when we're talking about medical staff like fucking cheating their way through school with AI. That's not good. We're going to end up with like less skilled medical staff at places. For example, you know, engineers, we're going to end up with more shit falling apart, more injuries and shit, because people are cheating their way through tests and papers with AI. It's just, it's not good, man. Like, it's all bad, honestly. There's not a lot of good to it, you know? But it's just another way that rich people have found a new way to swindle everyone else. You know, they're going to convince people like, oh, this is going to make our lives easier. This is going to make everything better. You know, and I don't think so. It's just, I mean, I know it will in some ways. I'm not going to like throw a blanket thing out like, oh, it won't have any positive effects. I'm sure it'll have plenty of positive effects. But it's going to have a lot of negative effects, and when I think about it, I can't see it having more positive than negative effects. I just can't see it. Like, I could be dead wrong, but it feels like it's not going to have more positive than negative effects. It's going to take all these jobs. It's going to fuck up a lot of stuff where it's like a lot of industries are just being run by people who really don't know what the fuck they're doing because they used AI to get to the point where they're at. It's something that doesn't seem to be able to fully be controlled, so eventually the AI can start making moves for itself. It's already started doing that in some cases, and it's just like, why are we doing this? Because what it feels like is it's just an experiment by rich people, and it's like, well, if it fucks over everybody else, fuck it, I'm lining my pockets. That's what it feels like they're doing, as usual. That's what all this shit's about, you know. But the AI thing just really seems like that. It's like, oh, so you are going to try to convince us that like laying off thousands of workers, which they already started doing, is somehow helping us, and these idiots are going to buy into it. You know they are. You know they are, because they already start that with the stuff they float out there, like, oh yeah, minimum wage, if it's this, people shouldn't be making this much to do this, as if that's going to somehow affect me. You know, they shouldn't be able to make what I make without going to school. And it's like, well, yeah, I get it, I understand your perspective, like that sucks, but it's not like you're going to get paid less because they're getting paid. You know, who eventually would end up getting paid less in all of this is the people who already have plenty of money, who make hundreds of times what their employees make. You know, the heads of the company. That's who would lose the money. They got plenty of money. They don't want to part with any of it, so they underpay people all the time. And that we're just supposed to accept that, I guess, you know. But I don't believe in it. I just think it's scary, like the whole AI thing. It just feels like it's already getting out of control, and it's just going to end up dividing people further, you know. All that stuff, the deep fake and all that, it's going to get harder and harder to tell what's actually fucking real and what's not, you know, with that stuff. Especially as our eyes start to go, and it's like, well, I think about that because it's like, it doesn't even take much now. It's like we're all going through, you know, we're all going through this stuff. We're all going through it together, like this struggle of like trying to fucking survive in this world without all this, you know. How are we going to survive if like they already own the means of production, right? Now they don't need like labor anymore. They can fucking have machines do a lot of this stuff. And it's like they're just going to make more and more people irrelevant. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to throw universal basic income out there? Are they just going to let people starve? Like let the population just dwindle? We do have an overpopulation problem, but is it just going to get to the point where it's like, well, you know, like we don't need most of these people. We only need a few people really in this world to run these things, and we'll be fine. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it makes you think, what are the next steps? Because it really feels like they're just trying to control more and more, as they always are, you know, but it's just the greed, the lust for power that's really out of control in this world. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I just try to stay positive, stay focused, and make the most of these things, honestly. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Man. Yeah, it's rough out there. We're all to blame, honestly. We're all to blame for it. We're all to blame for letting things get like this. We could stand up. We easily could stand up, and we don't. Time and time again, we let them strip away more of our rights. We let them take control of more resources, and recesses too. I hate messing up when I'm like in the mode, when I'm in the zone, you know. When I'm in the mode. Messed up again. That's funny. But yeah, I hate that. Hate it. Hate to see it. We're all to blame for art declining. It's general division, you know. We get complacent. We allow ourselves to be controlled. We allow ourselves to be swayed by the views of the masses. We allow all that. That's on us, like, honestly. So we have to do better. We can't just like we can't wait for some savior out there. We got to do better. It's the only path forward, you know. It's really the only path forward. Just got to stop being divided. It's way easier said than done. I know people hate each other and all that, but it's gotten out of hand, obviously. Just hate each other a little bit, not this much, okay? The media coverage of Jamie Foxx is all over the place. If you haven't heard, Jamie Foxx had like a health condition, and hearing all this stuff, you know, saying that he had a stroke and all that. I don't know what to believe. I'm not going to speculate in that way. But one thing I will say is that I think the media's just been irresponsible, as they often are. It's like some people are reporting that he's totally fine, he's out of the hospital, everything's cool, and then others are like, family preparing for the worst, like he's gonna die any minute. And it's just like, what? Like, I understand they're just doing what they can to get clicks. They're trying to keep people interested. They'll deny that to the death, though. They'll deny that it's about getting clicks. It's like, it definitely is. You're trying to sell advertiser slots. It's about the most eyes you can generate. So you make up these wild stories. Because it can't be both. It can't be that he's fine and he's basically on his deathbed. It can't be both. But I do want to say that I really, most importantly, like, I hope that he'll be okay. He's a tremendously talented person, probably one of the most talented people we've seen in, like, recent history. And I would never wish that on anyone. I don't wish health issues or death on anyone, so I'm not with that. So I hope that he will be okay. I really send positive energy his way, and I hope that everything works out just fine for him. Hope he recovers and is back better than ever. Truly. I just want to say that, you know. I've talked about it a lot on here, but I hate when people... He's not dead, obviously. And hopefully that's not even a possibility in the near future. But the people who just say negative shit, because I see people saying negative shit now, and it's like because of some political stance, they're like, good riddance, basically. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, you don't agree with his take on something, so you think he deserves to die? It's just so weird. It's just odd. Like, I don't understand any of that. Like, nothing is that serious, you know? I'm not wishing death on anyone. Death is the ultimate final result. I'm not wishing death because somebody said some shit I don't like, you know? I'm not doing that. I'm not putting that terrible energy out into the world. Some of y'all do that, and I wonder what happens. If karma's real, like, man, it's gotta be terrible for you. Saying some shit like that, like, they deserves to die or some shit because he fucking doesn't vote the way you vote or whatever. It's just fucking weird. It's weird. Like, why? I'll never understand that, honestly. But anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. You know, I feel like I have friends that have lost their moms. I know people that have lost their moms, and that's incredibly difficult. So moms mean so much. Every day really is Mother's Day, and I'm very thankful for my mom. I hope it seemed like she had a great Mother's Day. I hope she did. You know, we just spent like the whole day with her, and it was really nice to be able to see her and spend that time with her, you know. So for those of you who still have your moms here, make sure you cherish them and treat them the best you can, and spend time with them, because you can't get that time back. As we get older, a lot of times we drift further and further away from our parents, and, you know, regardless of your differences, like, this is the person that brought you into the world. Like, you gotta be thankful for that, like, regardless. So sending all my love to the moms out there, whether they're alive or not, you know, all the moms. So much love. Yeah. But men have entered the childbearing game. So women are toast now. I saw, we've seen that before, but I thought about it. I'm like, oh man, it's a wrap for you ladies. Talk about a hard left. It's a wrap for you ladies. Men are having babies now. We're better moms than you are. How about that? What do you think about that now? Oh man, it is wild. I'm here for the chaos. I like throwing shit like that out there. I think it's funny. It's like men being better moms than women. That's gotta just piss some women the fuck off, saying stuff like that. But I'm all about the comedy. That's the main point of this. So there was I saw a page post this man, and the caption said like, not all mothers prefer to be referred to as she, and I thought it was pretty wild, honestly, that this page called that out. And it was a page. Should I shout them out or no? Alright, I'll just say it. It's like the Black Bay Area. That's what the page is called. And I was like, I wonder how this will go in the comments. And I kind of had an idea, because this is usually how it goes with any comment section, but it was just like, fuck that, I'm unfollowing you, fuck this. Like, it was all this, like, all these negative comments, like, they're, people quoting Bible verses and shit, and just like, people just pissed. Women mad, because, like, they're mad that the trans women are kicking their ass and are better than them. No, I'm just saying that to trigger women. I'm playing. Yeah. So don't be mad. Trans women got bigger dicks than you. Don't fucking hate. Alright, I'm playing. I'm really playing. But it did get me thinking, And honestly, shout out to the trans mothers too. And the trans fathers, Shout out to them. They deserve it too. But I just troll, man. So I posted that and I said, you women are toast. Like, men have entered the childbearing game now. And I was, I was saying happy Father's Day. Oh, man. If you follow me on Instagram, you know what that is. At Life in Zero Gravity, the number 0. Life in Zero Gravity. Kind of like the name of this show. Well, actually, it's different on YouTube, though. If you're watching on YouTube, I decided to call it YKTV on there. Thought it was cool. But anyway, yeah. I just thought that was funny because I kind of knew that's what the response would be. And don't get me wrong, I'm not laughing because I think they're right or like I'm with their sentiments. I'm laughing because I can predict how homophobic and transphobic people will be. Like, I already know. So I don't even trip about it. I'm just like, that's what people do, They got small minds. No better way to put it than that. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we should make all sports gender free. I think it would be way more entertaining if, like, the men had to go up against the women and vice versa. Because some of the women would still make it. They'd still excel. They'd still be some of the best in their field. Like, for example, Serena Williams, I'm sure, can beat a lot of the men. Maybe all of the men, Like, I don't know because we haven't seen her play, but I would assume that she can probably beat at least most of them. So, it would be interesting. So that's, obviously in that sport, she's able to still dominate. But it would be funny to watch, like, girls trying out for football just getting smashed, like, just demolished by, like, the Alabama defensive line. Like, they put an all-girls team out there. Powder puff football against, like, Nick Saban's boys. Just, like, fucking watch what the fuck happens. I think that should be mad entertaining. Mad entertaining. So entertaining that I went East Coast with that. I think that should be funny. Just make them all gender free. Make everybody compete, against each other. And then we see. And then when there's only one woman on the team, it's like, all right, well, probably wouldn't even be a woman on some teams. It's just how it would go. Especially you play pickup basketball, it gets rough out there. People get aggressive. So I can only imagine. I actually had a girl on my team on the last game I played. I accidentally bumped her, and I could tell she was like uncomfortable. Like, my bad, damn, I didn't do it. It's like, basically we ran into each other, and I was fine, but I was like a lot taller than her, so I think when she hit me, probably didn't feel as good, because this is solid chiseled rock right here. But anyway, yeah, I think we should do that. Just make them all gender free. Watch women, just see what the fuck they can do. Let's see if they're equal physically. What if they are? What if they're actually better and they just didn't have the chance? Did you even think about that? What if they're better than us at all the sports? We don't know. There's only one way to find out. I say we do it. I say we discover this now. Oh, man. I think it's actually more, I've said this before, but I think it's actually like more sexist to think women are weak than it is to not. And that sounds obvious, but it's like people who are in favor of like, oh no, we got to separate the men and women in sports, like a man can't hit a woman, but a woman can hit a man, like all that type of stuff. I've always kind of been like, I don't know, I kind of see them as my equals, so like if they want to fight dudes, so be it. They have like weight divisions for a reason. It's not like you're gonna let like some 115-pound straw weight girl battle fucking Junior Dos Santos or something, like it's not gonna happen like that. So it's just silly that we even entertain that. I just named a random ass heavyweight. He probably wouldn't be that tough now. All right, let's say what's that fool's name? I don't know. Anyway, anything can happen. Anything. Stipe Miocic. There you go. I forgot his name for a second. So yeah, I think it would be a lot more fun. I think it's more sexist to think that they can't possibly defend themselves against men, because I know they can. I know some of them can. I wouldn't even worry about that, honestly. So let's see what else I want to get into. Oh yeah, Nintendo released Zelda right around Mother's Day. I feel like they did that on purpose. Like, moms are going to get ignored all weekend. It's kind of a dick move, I think, but no, I thought it was funny more than anything. Let me get another drink of this rad iced tea. See, pretty cool logo, right? I think. The one in Long Beach has like a big light up sign and shit that's like that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, Nintendo released Zelda right around Mother's Day, and moms are just going to be getting ignored all weekend. I already know. Moms got ignored all weekend because of that. Gamer City boys are way up this weekend. But hey, I thought it was funny. I was just like, wow, really? That's the day they chose? That's pretty funny. I don't think they meant to do it on purpose, but it literally came out like right around that time. And there are different Mother's Days, so it came out right in the mix of like all the different Mother's Days going on, because different cultures have different Mother's Days, of course. So this mic sounds good. I'm surprised how good it actually sounds. I don't know if that's just because I have my headphones on, but it sounds really good compared to how it's been in the past. So yeah, I think Nintendo did that on purpose. And speaking of Nintendo, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is like the 5th highest grossing animated film of all time, I believe. I should probably verify that fact real quick, but I'm like 90% sure. So Super Mario Bros. Or what is it? Highest grossing animated films. Let's see. It might have even been updated since earlier. Last time I think that did happen. Let's see. Highest grossing animated films. Super Mario Brothers movie is number 5 right now, and it still has time left. It's definitely going to pass Incredibles 2. I don't know if it'll pass the Lion King remake. It doesn't look good. I don't even know if that should count, because I think, yeah, like the animals are CG, but like a lot of the backgrounds I don't think are CG. I could be wrong, but either way, and everything I've heard about that movie, I haven't heard anyone say it was amazing. Like, it's supposed to be pretty mid, I believe that, honestly. So I know how wild, Beyonce fans can get, and her being in the movie, it had to just thrill them to no end. So yeah, the Super Mario Brothers movie is not bad. I think it's pretty good. I don't think you should expect like amazing, you know. But I remember giving it like a 7 out of 11, maybe 7.5 out of 11 Zeus slaps. So it's right around that range, I would say. So yeah. It's hard for me to find time to play these games though, honestly. I try, but it's difficult. I feel like unproductive when I'm playing games. I feel like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Like, why am I playing this game right now? I should be doing things that are like productive for me instead, you know. I always have that issue, but it's like everybody takes breaks sometimes, and I deserve more breaks than I get. I don't take enough breaks. I should take more. So I hope to do better, take more breaks and everything. I just feel unproductive, but I gotta do better. I know, you know, I have friends who go through the same things as me, so I really wanted to shout out New Jack, and I want you to run up my boy's numbers, you know, run him up, have him feeling good. He deserves it. He puts together good sets, you know. Obviously we put together a dope album together. Like, he deserves it, man. So please support him, because it's not easy being an artist. It really isn't. So run up my boy New Jack's numbers. That's all I can say. We're both more talented than most, but this industry is just, it's ruthless. They don't want to see us win. Like, every turn, every step of the way, it feels like somebody's in the way trying to fuck with us. So nothing I could do, but hopefully we can break through this. You know, we're both more talented than them. We deserve it. Support all your creative friends. Like, you have no idea what a difference you can make. A lot of you don't want to support your creative friends, and it's hard. Like, it's hard trying to do creative things and people just don't give you the time of day. I wish y'all understood that more, because I think you think that we're just enjoying doing it and having no growth on our accounts and never moving forward. Like, I'm not happy with that. Like, that's not what I wanted to do with my life. So hopefully we could make things happen, make things work better. It's brutal out here, man. I try every day. So little traction on everything, and I'm gonna do more though. I'm gonna start, like, look out for me on TikTok, and probably a lot of TikTok, but Instagram too, and on YouTube. That just sounded like I'm gonna do everything. But I feel like it's gonna start on TikTok. So if you want to follow my TikTok at Life in Zero Gravity, the number 0, you know, and it'll branch out from there. Of course, it'll be on here on Anchor. Is it still even called Anchor? Or is it just Spotify for podcasters? I don't fucking know. But either way, you know. But yeah, just support them all. You can make such a difference. You don't think about that, but you definitely can. And you should, honestly. Like, they deserve it. So be there for your friends. Show up and show out. You know. Support all your creative friends. One of the saddest things for me is watching people give up on their dreams. I hate it. I hate to see that, like, at all. Like, it hurts your soul to see it. And I'm just like, poor girl, man. I hate that. I hate seeing that happen to people. But yeah, we gotta just stop being so hard on ourselves. It's easier said than done, I know, but it's crazy how hard we are on ourselves. We just beat ourselves up all the time. And it's like, why are we doing that? We really don't need to. Like, it's okay. Like, it can work. But anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna get into a little more. I still got some of your favorite segments. But don't be afraid of being a failure. Don't be afraid of failing. That's how you learn. As hard as it is, like he agreed, you know. So I'll be back in really a couple seconds, I'll be back with some of your favorite segments. So keep it locked to KZRO. KZRO Sports. What a triumphant sports weekend it was for me. I believe I did predict Lakers in 6 against the Grizzlies. I did predict Lakers in 6 against the Warriors. I predicted the Lakers would be smoking on that Warriors pack. Warriors got smoked, honestly. The only games they won were in Golden State. And it just wasn't the same team down here in LA. One of the things that was it was the first time ever that the team that shot the least free throws in the league, which was the Warriors, went up against the team that got the most free throws in the league. I don't know why I said faced. So that's the first time that's happened. So of course there's going to be a disparity. Part of it comes from the fact that the Warriors shoot so many fucking threes. Like, one of these games, I remember they shot 53 threes. Half of their shots were threes. So the other part is like, some of them are long twos. There's a lot of long twos, I'm sure. So a lot of times you don't get fouled on those. It's so rare to see a 4-point play where someone gets fouled on a 3, goes to the line, it hits the free throw. It doesn't happen very often. So whenever people complain about that, it's just like, you got to watch the game, for one. The Lakers are a team built on driving into the paint. The Warriors are shooting from the outside. The team that drives in the paint is going to get more free throws because they're getting touched. They're getting fouled more. It's just the way it works. It's not a conspiracy theory. You know, it was funny to watch that, though, because I was watching the games, and it's like, even when I'm watching the game, I'm like, the Lakers are getting fouled even more than it looks like on paper. They're getting fouled like every possession pretty much, and they're not calling a lot of them. They're maybe calling half of them, so it was interesting. I'll say that. But Lakers pulled it out. I thought they would, but they really showed up in that game. They needed to, honestly. So if they would have lost that, it would have been really tough to win at Golden State after that. So I said before the series, I didn't think Golden State had an answer for AD, and they really didn't. They couldn't do anything with him. You know, he was big in that series. There was nothing they could do to stop him. He was just going to get his. So that was pretty wild to watch. It's good to see. And honestly, I don't fear any of the teams left. I thought the Warriors were actually probably the toughest team they had left to play. What's interesting is I think if the Clippers would have made it further, that would have been a really tough team just because they beat the Lakers so often these days. So it's like, it was hard for me to envision, like, okay, all of a sudden this team that's beaten you like 11 times in a row, you're going to find like a hidden key to beat them in the playoffs. They are the Clippers. They do clip. So anything possible. But I was just like, this doesn't seem like a good thing to bet on. Like, honestly, this doesn't seem like it's going to go well. So yeah. They're smoking that Warriors pack. The Dodgers are smoking on that Padres pack, that Madres pack. The Padres, man, they're 1-7 since that Kershaw stunt they pulled where they put like a him crying on the billboard after they won, the video board. It was like so cringe that they decided to do that. I don't know why. Like, this isn't a good idea. So I just thought that was crazy. But yeah, the Dodgers are smoking on that Padres pack. They fucked up. They're just not as good of a team, and they tried it. I mean, and now they lost. They fought the Dodgers, 6 times, and they lost 5 times? Like, that's gotta humble his ass. So, just my thoughts on the situation. UFC fighters need to get paid more. It's ridiculous how little they get paid for being like big stars. That's been a problem. That's why I never like fully supported the UFC, because I just thought they were pulling bullshit like that, where they're trying to get people to train for less and all this stuff. It's like, why? People just don't understand. I'm not even going to claim that I understand, but I do understand better than a lot of people, so I'm not the worst person to listen to on this subject. But anyway, man, yeah, this has been your sports segment. Thank you for tuning in. You know I'll be back next week, and there's always so much to talk about, so we'll be just fine, honestly. Anyway, much love to everyone out there. I appreciate you, and I hope that I make you proud, so appreciate that. And that does it for that. I'm going to get into the Book of Grav. See what we're going to do here. And now, let us read from the Book of Grav. See what we got. What do we got? To this day, I'm the best she ever had. But I'm an even better dad. Women think I'm nonchalant. They only want me because they want to want. Hey. To this day, I'm the best she ever had. But I'm an even better dad. Women think that I'm nonchalant. They only want me because they want to want. You know the vibes. I can make her my bae easily. Nay, Mimi just want a piece of me. Can't break some. I'm still active enough. She want to get fucked hard on savage stuff. I got that dick to touch outer reaches. And my amazing power pleases. I never waver on doing favors. True player, the way I'm moving's major. Breaker, you still listening? Moving at a pace that's blistering. I got a lot more work to do, but I won't go berserk through you. People think I ain't genuine. Maybe that's what happens when you win. They all just want to discredit, but I keep it real, never misled shits. To this day, I'm the best she ever had, but I'm an even better dad. Women think that I'm nonchalant. They only want me because they want to want. Understand. I'm going to give y'all the second verse just for fun. This is an old-ass track, by the way. Old-ass writing. When is this from? Probably 2020. Something like that. I'm still rising from the ashes. Clash with gods. I'm numb to fascists. Peep the facts. Peep the optics. Apocalyptic. A drop of this shit'll stop your physics. Ooh, and get through your girl on top of this dick. You make up full of shit, then cop status. I'm proper with it. Gravy Big Papa. Can't find one realer if they dig Pac up. I get on, but I'm not materialistic. The wizard, I'm imperial mystic. Here we go. I'll still open doors. Broke before till I warmed up their frozen cores. I go to war, don't even know the score. I lost count, like, what can I show a whore? It's over for all the whack. Over for 2023. It's over for all these whack MCs, whack weak MCs. They all get on the smack frequency. Pow pow. Anyway, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. This wasn't the easiest episode, wasn't the hardest episode, but I had a good time. I hope you did too. And you know, I'll be back next week. I always got some shit to say. I always got some shit to talk. And wow, this really zoomed by actually. But thank you, and I'll see you soon. You know, I'll be here next week, doing my usual Grav shit as usual. Hopefully I probably will have a guest. So if you're more of a fan of guests, it's looking very good that I'll have a guest next week. But much love. Thank you so much, everybody out there. Big Zero signing off. Zero out.